A college degree can be one of the most valuable assets that you can earn in your lifetime. A college degree can be one of the most valuable assets that you can earn in your lifetime. But for this to happen, it requires a tremendous amount of hard work and planning. A while back, I asked you if you were a high-stakes gambler. And I'm sure most of you sat back and thought, not me. Yet I also explained to you how almost 60% of students that start college get little or no return on their investment. These students are gambling away their future and they don't even know it. On top of that, over 70% of students that graduate with a bachelor's degree end up in a job that's not even related to their major. And these jobs pay substantially less than jobs that are related to their major. Why is this happening? Well, part of it is a normal attrition from a current job to another job, and people change careers. That's normal. But it's not the biggest reason. The biggest reason is because of the poor advice that we adults give the students in terms of how to pick a major. We tell them to pick what you're good at, what you have a passion for, what you're interested in. I've even read on college websites where they suggest that students pick their major based on what core classes they like. Now, these are all things that need to be considered in selecting a major, but they should certainly not be the primary reason. Ask yourself, what's the number one reason for trying to get a college degree? It's to prepare you for the workforce. We're not doing that. 70%? Come on. Students, you've only seen 1% to 2% of what the world has to offer at this stage of your life. I promise you, by the time you graduate, by the time you're 30, 40, or even 50 years old, these things will change dramatically. Shouldn't the career be discussed early on when selecting a major? Yes. Many of our graduates today don't even know what jobs exist for their major when they graduate, much less what they'll pay. Students, be careful who you listen to, and I'm including teachers, parents, counselors, adults in general. Most of us know some of the steps required to graduate from college, but we often don't know the sequence. Okay, let's see how that goes. Most of us know some of the steps that are required to navigate from high school to college to our dream career, but not all the steps, much less the sequence. What we're doing is we're teaching our students how to replicate the same mistakes we made when we were their age. Adults, you don't believe this? What about when I tell you over 70% of bachelor degree holders work in a job not related to their major? You know what most adults say to me? That's me, Jeff. So there you go. It's one of the big reasons I wrote my book, How to Own Your Future College Edition, a book that teaches students how to define what they want out of life and create the best plan for earning it. Students, it's not the diploma, it's not the major that's going to pay the bills. It's the occupation. Listen to me on this. The major should never drive the occupation. The occupation should always drive the major. Let's talk about this sequence of events for just a quick second. Number one is define what you want out of life. You've probably been asked since you were in the 8th grade to write down your goals and objectives. And I assume a lot of you have probably done that. But how can you do a good job at defining what you want out of life when you don't know what life has to offer? At this stage of your life, most major decisions have been made by adults, not by you. Number two, select a preliminary occupation. What's the occupation going to do for you? Well, you've defined your destination. That's your goals and objectives. What you want out of life, what you want out of a career should be provided by the occupation. And once you've defined a preliminary occupation, you can select a preliminary major. Some jobs like accounting require a certain major. If you're going to be an accountant, you probably need to major in accounting. But what if you want to be a manufacturing manager on the shop floor? Are you going to major in philosophy, biology, history? I hope not. I would hope that you would select a major that's going to complement your occupation and help you do your job. If you're going to spend $108,000 for a college degree, why would you accept anything less? Students, please have a written plan. And I'll promise you, if you want to be a high-stakes gambler, you'll have a lot better odds in Vegas than you will gambling on a college education.